Boom, what's up you guys? Welcome back to another members exclusive video and welcome back to another edition of Waves Plays, a series where we go over charts that are included in the Waves options portfolio and talk about short to medium term price action. We just made a video discussing SoundHound and Applied Digital. Many of you would know that Applied Digital is currently one of the plays that I'm most excited about on the watch list after this new NVIDIA news. That was bad news for SoundHound, good news for us, and good news for Applied Digital as well. So that trade's already looking strong based upon our entry price for our new contracts. And I'm to just sum up my thoughts with Applied Digital, super excited to see in the week ahead. And obviously we'll be discussing that pretty much every day in the newsletter. So no SoundHound and no Applied Digital. We'll kick it off with the bad news, so it can all be bullish stuff from there. Palantir. Okay, we'll kick it off with Palantir, move into C3 AI. Touch on Veritone, which gave back some of the recent gains, but that's all right because we're in that one for the long haul. Touch on Unity, and then discuss Bitcoin and Riot platforms. Riot platforms looking good, even as Coinbase announced a very, very, very strong earnings report, right? But if you look at their weekly gains, they're still up on the week. The thing is, the day that they announced their earnings report, they rallied like 8.5%. So, following the earnings report, they're almost just flat relative to where they were at before the earnings report because the bar was set so high. So, Coinbase, a member of the common share portfolio, not super concerned about the day-to-day price action. But as I said in our newsletter from yesterday, I'm recording this on Friday the 14th. So keep in mind with this Bitcoin analysis, things could change a lot by Sunday. And, if things change significantly by Sunday, I'll send out a newsletter, little Bitcoin Sunday special. But overall, Riot looking good. I'd love to see the Riot outperformed the likes of Mara, really climbed a lot at one point of the day. And I like to see that they held strong even in the wake of Bitcoin faltering a little bit and Coinbase kind of setting, it wasn't even negative because the earnings report was so bullish. It's good to see that even though Coinbase fell a little bit, the optics around crypto and Bitcoin related stocks, Bitcoin miners, is still so solid and so strong that Riot was able to hold up. So overall, super excited about crypto as well. We'll close it out with that. But right now, let's talk about Palantir real quick. Okay, so Palantir, again, if you read my recent newsletter discussing Palantir and why I've decided to create a short position / hedge position because it's still a meaningful member of the Waves common share portfolio. I am holding Palantir for the long haul. But as far as a hype cycle is concerned, as far as a good old two-wave pattern is concerned, which we know and love here at Waves Cap, coined it ourselves, this is looking like a two-wave that has, reach descent. This is the end of the swell, at least for now. Okay. Waves of any two-wave pattern, in my experience, historically speaking, typically last anywhere from 10 to 14 days. Okay. You can see here from the point, you can say this rally started at the end of January, right? Like the earnings report really sent Palantir flying. That was about 2 weeks ago now. Okay, so 10 days, 2 weeks is about how long these last. We're losing volume. Volume is still pretty damn strong, which is impressive. But overall volume is decreasing. You can see price is stalling out. Even though Palantir closed up today, you can see that buy-side interest and the buy-side volume is slowing down. Okay, it's still there, but it is slowing. And that's after something is so hot for so long. That's typically something that would lead me to believe that this is the end of the cycle. And again, really, really just going off of and putting a lot more weight on historical trends when it comes to these two-wave patterns. And Palantir is 10 to 14 days in. That's typically how long waves of two-wave patterns last. So that is why I established a Palantir put position. I don't think Palantir falls super far. I don't think I think it's possible that we don't even see single digits, I guess, dependent upon when this trend line's tested. But you guys know it. It's my favorite trading pattern or favorite technical trend to trade off of in the trading game. And that is a broken line of resistance used as new support. I do think that this comes into play. This will be my price target. And I will sell all Palantir puts once and if we do manage to see this, even if Palantir maybe falls further, if like maybe the market's overall pullback, I don't care. I will sell the entirety of my Palantir put position once, and if we see it, maybe even pick up some short-term calls to play a potential bounce, okay? So that's Palantir C3 AI. Faltering a little bit today, but overall, super bullish on C3. If we pull back a few more percent, like 2 to 3 more percent to 30, I'll just say like 30.70 is going to be my target to buy more. Worst case scenario, we fall to retest this line of broken resistance as a new support. I'm seeing kind of a little, I'm sure you guys are seeing this too, a little inverse head and shoulders pattern shaping up here. So I'll just draw that out just in case you need a little visual cues. So inverse head and shoulders pattern-ish playing out right here. I do think that this can take us up to, 37, 38 bucks. The range of like 37.50 to 38.50. So I would look to maybe skim some profits around there. But, if we do fall to like 30.70, another 2 to 3%, as I just said, I would look to maybe pick up some March calls. Okay. I currently have an April call position, April 17th, I think. If we do fall another 2 to 3% in a session or two ahead, I may establish a new March 21st position, probably like March 21st, 38, 40 bucks. We also have, which is a big factor, we have earnings on February 26th. And I think, although like expectations are low, that can kind of be a good thing because that means that the bar is low and that's, even a decent report would likely send the stock higher. So I'm bullish on C3. I think that this is one of the stocks that has yet to really see some love from the AI cycle. And again, there's still plenty of investors out there who are excited about AI for good reason and who want to allocate their capital to promising AI plays who have a bright future. C3 really been lagging for a long time. I think that the upside potential significantly outweighs the downside risk. That's what we call asymmetric risk profile. And I think C3 right now has great asymmetric risk profile. Same goes for Veritone. So Veritone, again, gave back some of the gains, but overall, we're still looking pretty good. Volume is starting to pick up again after a super long lull. You can see here, broke above this line of short-term resistance, already retested as new support. Check that box off. Currently in a little uptrend, like very, very lightning bolty, very zigzaggy. But overall, I think that Veritone, once again, the upside, there's a lot less downside risk, in my opinion, than there is upside potential. Okay. So Veritone, I do think that over time, I think Veritone announced earnings the 27th. So in a couple of weeks here too, Veritone over time, I think can make its way up to test this line of macro resistance. This is absolute resistance on this long-term downtrend. The yellow line here is conservative. I think we have like a pretty dang easy shot just purely from a technical perspective up to this line of conservative long-term resistance. But, if they present a strong report, if we get some good news, which I think is likely with a company that is making strides forward like Veritone, I do think that, 5, 6, 7, 8 and beyond, hopefully, is in the cards as far as the long-term is concerned. As you know, if you are a member of the portfolio group, we do have may call options on Veritone. So there is a longer time horizon on this one. And I'm really not stressing it right now. Unity, picking up some steam a little bit. Unity showing some promise. As I look at this right off the bat, you can see here, nice little head and shoulders pattern right here, shaping up right here. right here. So boom, shoulder. Let's pop the head on that bad boy. And then you can see here that Unity is also on the verge of breaking above this line of, let's just get a trend line here. Boom, conservative resistance, absolute long-term resistance. We did close the week, the day and the week, right on this line of conservative resistance. It's going to be good news in my mind if we can break above that. And again, this maybe we travel sideways for a little bit, but overall, I think that this inverse head and shoulders pattern looks pretty solid. If we do get that break, I think we have a pretty easy and likely quick shot up to like 23.50 to resolve this inverse head and shoulders. Unity announces earnings in 6 days, so very soon. And if Unity impresses, which I think is very possible, I wouldn't be surprised to see us get a little more macro and finally make our way up to testing one of these very long-term lines of either conservative and absolute resistance. If Unity presents it would have to be pretty damn solid. If they present a good earnings report in 6 days from today, so next week, then I do expect Unity to do some very, very impressive things in before the month of March, I'll say. Okay, so let's close out with Bitcoin again. Recording this on Friday. This could change a lot, and I think it will because I'm expecting some big things for Bitcoin. Bitcoin, one-day stochastic RSI curling to the upside off the bottom. Bullish. One-day RSI squeaking above its exponential moving average. Also bullish. And just this sideways... I got like an eyelash in my eye, dude. This sideways like capitulation that we've been going through over the past, or just this sluggish trading range that we've been in for months now, is going to come to a resolution at some point. And given the overall momentum behind crypto, Coinbase's super bullish earnings report, the positive optics, the strong aura that is around Bitcoin right now, I think that's up. That's why I bought more Riot Platforms call options today. And I do think that it's very possible that before the month of March, we do test this line of absolute resistance, break to a new high around 110K, 14% up from here. And once we do that, I mean, it would surprise me if this next wave up or this next test of the line of resistance on this trading range, this sideways range that we've been in, I'd be surprised if that didn't ultimately result to new highs and new significant highs, like talking, $120,000, $130,000, maybe even beyond, and likely beyond in the months ahead, just because if I'm being honest, I think a lot of the capital from gold is going to siphon into Bitcoin. And speaking of gold, like we did introduce a silver play. First Majestic, really going zigzag, but overall, we're not going to look at it here. But I'll say First Majestic, I do think is a very solid play to have on board, as not just capitalizing on what I believe will be a flow from gold into silver and more risk on safe havens, if that makes sense, like Bitcoin, like chaos hedges in that sense. But just as like a hedge, as I just said, kind of a safe haven asset. Okay, so AG still bullish, smaller position, but I do think that one has a lot of potential. Let's close out with the stock that is currently the largest in the Waves portfolio, and a stock that is very near and dear to my heart, as many of you know. That's Riot Platforms, the OG. Things look so... This just looks like a chart that's ready for a big move, and I'd be very surprised if it was down, okay? Optics and just demeanor, I think you can all agree with this, demeanor around Riot and Bitcoin miners in general has been so almost unanimously, even from people who are bullish on it, unanimously negative and like kind of bearish, like I'm going to hold it, but I'm not so sure, like super hesitant. And a lot of investors and long-term investors, even myself included sometimes, have become skeptical about the ability for miners to actually come back and make a meaningful, sustained comeback and rally to at least new 2024, 2025 highs. Just the way this is shaping up right now. And again, the aura around Bitcoin miners, volumes picking up, one-day RSI looking strong, one-day stochastic RSI looking strong, similar to Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin needs to perform, but even if Bitcoin doesn't perform super well, I think it's very clear that Riot is in for a big move. Obviously, about calls. Obviously, I think that moves to the upside, but I'm feeling it. I think that we will ultimately break above this line of very long-term resistance that's been in place since freaking July of 2023. And once we can do that, I think that we have a pretty clean shot up to $17-18. Riot announces earnings on February 24th, 10 days from today. Super exciting. I think that could be a potential catalyst. And we got technical strong buy and fundamentals, or analyst ratings, I guess, strong buy as well, with an $18 price target. Comes perfectly in line with my price target of like 1740, 1750s, where I would initially take some significant profits from my Riot position. And, I think that next wave is coming. So let's hope we see it. Let's hope it's sooner than later. And, let's hope we have another weekend of steak and sushi. Getting sick of that stuff. Thanks for watching. Talk to me down in the comments about whatever you guys want. That's the nice thing about these members videos. Talk about whatever you want. So I'll see you down there, and let's have a banging week. Appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace, guys.